All right. Stretch your legs out, especially if you've been sitting for a little while. Stretch, flex, point, flex, point. I know you can't really see my feet, but I'm flexing and I'm pointing. Flexing and pointing. Okay. And we're going to take a moment and come to a side bend movement. So reach up, 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 and over. Lengthening. Yesterday was Earth Day, so I was dedicating classes to my online classes to Earth, to nature, to conservation efforts. Yep. And today has a whole different dedication. So go ahead and come up, inhale, exhale, but you can also dedicate to Earth. Side stretch, taking your arm back, look upward, breathe in, exhale, and release. So just taking your hands to heart center. So today's dedication goes to the people who nurture us. That's it. The people who nurture us in our lives. And because I know that we nurture, that each of us do our part in nurturing others, I think. We nurture ourselves, we nurture others, but we also receive. And so that's just a big thank you out there. So let's, we're gonna come onto our backs. We're gonna start out with a few movements that are, that keep us going, and then we'll do sun salutations, and you'll see where we go from there. So this cushion is there. We're coming onto the backs, and simple, simple. We always like to start with simple. Have your hands on your knees, separate the knees, take the knees together. And what I always suggest doing is first you look at the screen, you see what I'm doing, you're like, yep, that's what I'm doing, and then adjust so you're looking up at the ceiling. So you have this nice alignment of your whole spine. Simple. Now take the knees together and reverse. Circling. The hands are helping you to press the knees apart and then push the knees together. And one more. And then from here, so you can have a block or no block. It works both ways, okay? I think I'll start with the block, and I'm gonna squeeze the legs. Now, let's say you don't have a block, try to bring your knees together. If you have a block, squeeze into the block. Arms are at a T position. I'm gonna make sure I have space. And take your knees to one side. The legs will hover. They won't rest on the floor. And then you'll come across, and that's it. You're going side to side. Now, if your knees go right, your head turns left. Knees go left, head turns right. With the breathing, inhale, center, you're looking up the ceiling. Exhale, twist. What I like to do, I like to get my outside thigh to actually touch down, but not rest. So that if you can go over that far, then you're touching the floor, but not resting. Let's do just a few more of these and really work your whole spine. If you find you want more challenge, have a 90-degree bend at the knee. My legs were low. Now I lifted my feet a little bit, and the 90-degree bend makes it that much more challenging. Good. So we'll release, come out, and we'll do a bridge here. Just, I think that's very nice because we've just done all this opening. So you come up into your bridge, clasping your hands, and tuck shoulders underneath you. Really find that you're able to lift. Once again, if you're looking at the screen, you don't want to be in your fullest bridge ever. So like I was looking at the screen, then I look up the ceiling. Now I can really elongate and really press my feet into the mat. Breath in, exhale. This is wonderful for the spine, and it's strengthening the back. Yeah. Go ahead and come on out, and we'll come to happy baby because it's the perfect counter pose. And as you're here, just take a moment. You could rock side side or stay centered. Breath in, Exhale, stretching your lower back. Look up at the ceiling. It's a perfect yoga day, the absolute perfect yoga day with the weather as it is. And yeah, it's just wonderful. So we're going to come up. And as we come up, we're going to come right to child's pose. So have your, if you are like me and you like a blanket handy, go ahead and have one. So it's like a checking in. It's the last 10 minutes of our session, the previous 10 minutes of our session. Noticing openings. Good. And then from here, you'll round. I'll move back a little bit and come to cat-cow, just a few rounds. Cat-cow, rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Go back and forth. Make sure your volume is up and just checking. Okay, good. We're good. No more messages for now. Round, exhale, inhale, arch, and then making circles. So the circles could be very small or large. You go back, you go out to the side, you come up, you lengthen, back. Continue with these movements. Moving into your back, moving into the hip area, into the shoulders. One more circle in this direction. When you go back to child's pose, we'll reverse. It's important that your knees are comfortable. Two more circles. So exaggerate, see how you can move into your back. Good. And then from here, so we're going to just bring the hands back by the feet so you can rest your wrists. Your hands can touch the heels. Breathing in. Exhale. And then hands are forward. So now we have downward facing dog and upward facing dog. So these are the movements I was thinking of, like where you keep moving, right? Shifting from one pose to the other. So as you're here, just take a moment, stretch back into your legs. You could pedal, bend one knee, press opposite heel down. Yep. So one thing about online yoga, since I can't really see you, and you're listening a lot. You're doing a lot of listening or looking at the screen and then adjusting to align. But there's a lot more, like you're really going to have to listen to your body and be a little more intuitive. So if you're here and you have a little question, you're trying to be very intuitive, like, I wonder if I should bring my feet in more, and you're customizing the poses for yourself. Come forward, upward facing dog. Knees can be down. The first time, extend through the toes, look ahead of you or upward. Maybe you can turn, look back at your foot, and then do the other way. Turn, look back at your foot. And then press back, and let's reach your hands to your heel. Breathing in, exhale. Back and forth. So if this bothers you, you could always go back to cat-cow. You could do the hip circles, or with the breathing, exhale back, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, strong through your core, press back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Last part is my chin comes up. Exhale back. And come forward. And back. Okay, so from here, we'll walk the hands back to the feet. Walking, walking, walking. As you walk, you want to release your wrists. Hands are to elbows. You can soften your knees a lot or not. and just releasing the back of your neck. Breathe in. Exhale. Relax, come on up, and take the arms up into the air. I'll fix the screen so you can see me as I stand. All righty. So I'm just gonna take this blanket to the side, and we'll do our sun salutations. So sun salutations, we're looking at it today almost like a warm-up for ourselves. So we take the first round slow, second round might be a little faster, never feeling like you're scrambling. Hands are to heart center. Let's do work with the feet closer in together on everything we do. Breathing in. Inhale, reach up, extend, arch back. So maybe my first round, I'm not going to arch as much as I usually do. Maybe I find that I just reach my arms upward. You'll see how you work on this. Exhale, bend the knees, reach for the backs of your knees, calves, ankles. Stretch into your legs. Sometimes it helps to just bring your hands to these tighter areas. So it might be the calves, might be behind the knee, might be your hamstrings, might be your lower back. Okay. And look ahead of you, lengthen out. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Let's take right foot back. Pause for a moment in a low lunge. So you're stretching your hip flexor. Yeah. And I like to say, you know, usually in a class, I say, if you've been driving, if you've been traveling, commuting to work, you may want to stretch your hip flexor. Now I've changed that tune. If you've been watching Netflix, if you've been reading, if you've been sitting more than usual, stretch your hip flexor. Let's come up, a heel up or down, and keep the 90-degree bend in your left knee. Take your arms up. Breathe. Extend. Inhale. Exhale. Hands are to heart center. And we're going to press back, downward facing dog. Stretching back, feet together. And breathe. See if you can find this rebounding action. Push through your hands, strong through the core, sitting bones up. And then come forward to plank. Feet move back a little bit. There I am in plank. Breath in. Exhale. We're going to lower onto the belly. Knees up or knees down. See how that works for you? Lowering. And then once you lower, extend. Now, the feet could touch or they could be slightly apart. I'm trying to work them closer and together. Be on your elbows if that's easier for you. Or hands alongside chest and press. You could always keep your elbows slightly bent in your cobra also. Thighs are grounded. Breath in. Exhale. Look past one leg again and look past the other leg. Let's press back for a moment. Child's pose. Let your head drop down. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet closer in. Lengthen. The quiet time gives you time to listen to your breathing. Now, some go onto the knees to bring the right foot forward. Some can swing right leg up in the air. Look at your hands and swing your foot forward. Back heel down and warrior one. Pelvis squared, palms together. Try to have a 90-degree bend at your right knee. And breathe. Look up. Maybe you find second time around you can go further. Hands could be apart or palms together. Hands to heart. Come to the front of the mat. Feet touching if possible. Feet together. And lower your head. So wrap like you're trying to go closer into your legs. And then lengthen out your spine. Look ahead of you. Exhale, fold in. Soften the knees, come up. Extend. Palms touch. Reach back. and hands to heart center. We'll do another round. Before we do the other round, we're going to go to a wide squat. Heels turned in, toes turned out, drop down. So that should help you to further stretch out your back. And you could shift side, side. Just shifting side, side. And that kind of movement is very nice. Sometimes you come into this and there's no movement available. Others are fine doing this. Press on up. And we have our second one, our second round. So maybe this time you just feel that much more limber, that much more warmed up. Hands are to heart. Inhale, reach up and arch back. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Reach for your legs and breathe. Look at your knees. Look ahead of you. Extend. Exhale, fold in again. Left foot comes back this time. Heel up or down. My arms are going to be separate. Reaching up and reach back. Breath in. Exhale. Hands are to heart. You look ahead of you. Hands are down. Step back. Downward facing dog. And take a moment. Feet are together. Come forward to plank. Upward facing dog or cobra. Cobra, you'll be all the way down. Press up. You could also be in Sphinx. Breathing in. Exhale. Stretching through your body. Stretching feels really good. Gives you a sense of freedom. Press back. We'll add child's pose for a brief moment. Stretch your back. Breath in. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Feet are together. Feel like this, there's this rebounding action. Your feet and your hands push. It's like dropping a basketball, like you're bouncing a basketball. You push down, you press it down on the floor, it bounces up. So you push your hands, your feet down, rebounding action up through the tailbone. Left leg can swing up in the air. Some will go forward from hands and knees. Look at your hands, swing forward. Back heel anchored, reach up. Hands separate if you like. Look upward. Breath in. Exhale. Hands are to heart. Step forward. Feet are together. Exhale as you fold in. Inhale as you extend. Fold in, exhale. Soften the knees, come on up. Have the hands touch. And hands to heart center. Good work. So we continue with the movements that keep us moving, right? That you'll see what I'm talking about. So now there's poses like, say, triangle, where you come into it and usually you stay into it. But you'll see how this goes. So you're coming over into like a squat, and it's a modified squat. And to make it easier, you would keep your arms where they are, or your arms are out at a T. Hands could be on your back. Those are easier. Or you reach your arms forward, and you're looking down at the mat. Push your heels into the mat, lift up, arch back, come down the same way. Elbows down, squat, arms out to the sides or forward, breath in. Exhale, push heels into the mat, lift up, arch back. Last one. Do the arm movement of your choice, breath in, push heels into the mat, come up, lift, arch back, and hands to heart center. We'll go wide. So When we go wide, you'll see how this movement goes, but my feet are going to keep shifting. Okay, so you're going to keep shifting. And when I shift, I want you to look see this for a moment. I'm not shifting to the front of my mat. I'm shifting to the corner of my mat. Okay, so there's a big difference. That's more like, that would be my triangle. I'm just shifting my foot to the corner and making that change. Okay, so it's Kartikeyasana, because it's Kartikeya is the deity's name, and then asana. So the two A's that come together make a long Kartikeyasana. And he is searching. Okay, so you are going to be Kartikeya, who's searching. What's he searching for? Well, you're going to shift, engage your core. You're going to reach your Kartikeya. You're moving, you're shifting. You're going to come up. He is searching for the center of the universe. You're going, you're shifting, okay? And you're going to come up. So make sure that when you come over that you have a 90-degree bend. It's much safer, and you're just kind of, you're looking. Since he's a deity, he's up on high. He's like, you know, up somewhere, some celestial place, and he's looking down, and you come up, and you're looking, you're trying to figure out, where is the center of the universe? Okay, come up. And what's going to change is not only going to look up, but you're looking down and you're looking up. You're moving your arms around. You're going to bring your arms back. Come up. Second side. Breath in, exhale, look below you. Well, maybe it's above you. Okay, and then you're going to take your arms back and up. Now we kind of add it all together. And just so you know, poor Kartikeya, he looks and looks. He really, you know, he knocks himself out looking, but he never finds the center of the universe. But his brother does. Okay, so that's the thing about the Hindu stories. They're not always like happy endings. Like, he doesn't find it, but his brother does. And it's sort of like a contest about them. And the center of the universe is their parents, who are deities, who are, they are responsible for creation, life, destruction of life. Okay, so here we go. Life, destruction, and new life. So you're looking, you're going to swing low, center, you're shifting your feet as you go, you're going to reach up, you're going to look upward, your arms are moving, feet are shifting, exhale as you come down, drop down, woo, getting into your strong legs and your inner thighs, inhale up, and then we'll reverse. If you're not certain how to do that, you can watch. It's, you know, it's pretty free movement, so can't do it wrong unless you're hurting your knees. Shift, come over, use your core so you don't strain your back. Come over, woo, you're working into your inner thighs. Come up, inhale, exhale, and then still exhaling, and then inhale on the way up. And that's it. So, you know, it's the way it goes. He didn't find it. He was looking in all the wrong places. He was looking too hard. Sometimes the answer is right there in front of us. Breath in, exhale. And one more, breathing in and exhale. So we start with poses that kind of bundles of 3 is what I'm looking at. And from here, if you have a block, use it. If not, you're fine without, okay? The block just gives me a little something to hang on to. Like, I don't know, it's funny because it doesn't really help me, but it kind of does. It can be done without. So one foot, you're going to be like a little flamingo right now. So one foot is up in the air, and maybe you're facing, you know, the screen so you can see. And your standing knee has to bend, and you're coming down. Oh, you're coming down. Oh, this is amazing for hip stability. You bring the block down. You're not even holding it. You grab it. You come up. And the back leg, if you can't do this, then the foot can touch down, okay? Back leg swings forward. and you're going to extend your arms. Now, the cool thing is that I watched the RBG workout. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she does this. She does this holding weights. She's awesome. Okay, I don't know if she's currently doing it, but I watched her video about, I don't know, it was a few months back. Inhale, come up and extend. Now, you could also straighten your leg. You never know. Draw in, and you could maybe kick your leg back, keep the block or hands by your heart, and there you are in warrior 3. Come back to center. Woo! We're going to do a squat as a counter pose. Okay, so you could modify your squat or come all the way down, stretching your legs. So that's glutes. It's a lot of glute work. Breath in. Exhale. And come on up. I like poses that require you to be strong and limber at the same time. So second side, the other leg comes up. Remember, if that's too hard, keep your foot touching at all times. That's okay. Or bending. Bend your standing knee. Drop down. Your standing knee is steady, steady. You drop your block, let it go, reach it, come up, and then bring your block up in the air. Let's go again, dropping down and lower. You can let the block go. I'd like to see how well Russia does this one. And come up. So extending the arms, kick your leg forward, you never know. Yep. Bend it. And then as you come back, as you come forward, keep your block by your heart or keep your hands by your heart, extend the back leg. Whoop. Nice thing is if you feel a little tippy, you're right by the floor, and then come back and lower, and we come to another squat. So we're done with that. Yay. Okay, you could be really modified or you come down and stretch and breathe. So that is an amazing way to really work at stabilizing hip joints. Breath in, exhale. We're coming up. Yep, we have more balance, of course. Things come in threes. So we'll look at tree and tree pose. So you're taking your foot, your leg might be down. You might be holding on to a wall, or you're bringing your leg up. Hands are to heart. Well, this will get your self-confidence up again, okay? And breathe. Palms can be together, or arms are wide apart. Breathing in. Exhale. And breath in. Exhale. Yeah. So really, I feel steady, but I know that my standing leg is kind of, it's moving. It's having to calibrate consistently because we're bipedal, and right now we're on one foot. And then hands are to heart center and release. Second side, of course, using a wall, modifying, or maybe you can bring your foot up. You'll hear people say, don't bring your foot to your knee. It's just because if you really press in, you could destabilize. You could have your foot there as long as it's light. Don't hurt your knee, don't destabilize. So I'm pushing up and pushing into my upper thigh. Hands are to heart and extending. Traditionally, palms are together and we tend to go wide because it feels like branches of a tree. Send down your taproot, be the tree. Inhale. Exhale. And trees are like sentinels. And there's so much research coming out about trees, like how intelligent they are. Like they have an intelligence, they communicate. Definitely a presence. Hands to heart center and release. We have half moon. So if you need to, use a wall. You can be like, I've got the bookshelf. I can, ooh, this is nice. I can really be against my bookshelf. You could have your hand on a chair, on a surface, okay? Or you're coming into your half moon. So, you may find that you really miss not doing triangle. We're going to do our side bends later. So this is the third of the balance poses. So maybe you find, oh, I don't know about this one. You know, maybe you find you're just going to modify and come into triangle rather than half moon. Or you're shifting using a block if you like, reaching, opening it out, flex the ankle. I'll bet you anything, I would bet anything that your balance is better when you're home, because you're not worried about your foot hitting your neighbor. You're not distracted by, you know, I know that because I find my balance is even better when I'm home. Yeah. So maybe it's not the opposite for you. I don't know. Breathing in, exhale, and you can really take up a lot of space here. Come out, and as you come out, we're just going to stand in mountain, the counter pose. Usually I do a squat. I just come into mountain. Breath in, exhale. One more inhale, exhale. Go wide. And your leading foot is there. I always bend my knee as I go. Remember, if you find like, I'm gonna work here, that's fine. Any variation you like. And you have your half moon. So if you are in your half moon, you are the Chandrasana. The leg up in the air is not spinning back. It is the ankles flexed. If you can get as high as your hip, great. That's the goal. Maybe you do go further and breathe. And release. And once again, we have mountain. So when we come to mountain, we have 3 more poses that are more quiet. And then we'll have twists. It will bring us back to standing. So let's just be here. We're standing, breathing in, eyes are closed. Exhale. Hands could be to heart. If you prefer, hands are at your sides. Okay. Feel your breath. Feel the changes of the last, whatever, 36, 37 minutes of your session. It's pretty tangible, the changes you feel. Notice your breath. Oh, it's like that second breath again and again and again. You're able to take a nice breath in. You're able to release, letting go of tension. Yeah. So from here, we're coming to sitting. Then I get to come a little closer in. As we come to sitting, it's another posture of, you know, it's simple, but it's got the quiet edge to it. So if you can sit, this is Ardha Padmasana. It's a half lotus. Any way you want. You cross your legs, Ardha Padmasana. And as you're here, taking a moment, lengthening the spine. Taking a moment to relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and feeling this connection to, of course, obvious, to yourself. Some of you are right next to someone, yeah? So you feel that connection. I love that, you know, Carrie and Rush are together. You feel that connection, you know, mom, daughter, spouse, your friend, maybe your kitty's next to you. Anyways, or maybe you're solo, maybe you're just practicing on your own, but you feel this incredible connection to yourself, to if there's a person in the room with you or your 4-legged creature. Or you also feel this connection with humanity. There's nothing more apparent than the connection to humanity this time that we're going through. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Feeling a connection to environment, to earth, to trees. Feeling a connection to the season, spring, which, thank goodness it's spring, because spring is like symbolizing a promise, newness, hope, rebirth. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to stretch the legs out, and the third of these quieter contemplative poses is bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana. So coming onto the backs, and you have soles of the feet together. You could start out with your hands onto your belly. And these last three, the last two and this current one, these poses they really speak to the nervous system. They speak to the quiet mind. And take a moment here, breath in, exhale. Again, breath in and exhale. You could also interlace fingers, be more active with your upper body by taking, it's almost as if I wanted to press my hands into the wall, or like for me, the bookshelf behind me. Great. So we're going to make our way back to sitting. So there's those three, and we have twists. So as we have our twists, we're going to, it could be, so I'm going to say right leg over, and it might be that one leg is straightened to make it easier, or the leg is folded under. So I always do, so I always lift, try to get both sitting bones down. This other foot, I would really like it not to be sort of like in the air. I would really like to connect it to the mat and push down, okay? So I like to go like this. And then as you're here, if it's your right leg over, left arm up in the air, breath in, hand or elbow across knee, lengthen the spine, twist, look back, really opening shoulders, and breathe. This hand in the air, it could perhaps reach for your foot or your heel as you breathe. Going to come out, and we have to add this. This is for Bhadra. We have to add a side plank. So the right knee is down, and that would be the modification. The knee is down. Right knee is down and coming into the side plank. And maybe you're like, oh, I have to extend. I have to stack my feet. Breath in. Exhale. Lower. You're going to have another side in a moment. So we have the other side, and I'll just turn around. Your left leg is over the other. Left leg over the other. Now remember, can the left foot make contact with your mat? Reach your right arm up. Inhale. Hand or elbow across knee. If your hand comes across knee, it's probably going to be harder to reach your foot. So you don't have to, right? Maybe you can. Reaching for foot or heel. And breathe. Let's see, some others reach for their knee. Breathing in. Exhale. Create length. And unwind. We've got our plank, our side plank. So again, it might be that it's your left knee down, and that is it. Maybe the feet are side by side, or feet are stacked. And breathe. Arm could be up overhead or up in the air. Breathing in. Exhale. One more breath in. I'm with you, Bhadra. Exhale. And release. I know, it's like intense, you know. And so you kind of, it is what it is, isn't it? And then we just sit for a moment, cross-legged. So taking a breath in, exhale, wrists are relaxed. So we have another twist, of course. The last twist will be standing. So this is second twist. We're going to go wide. going wide, wide, wide. And you turn. So when you turn, it might be that you turn and your hands are on your mat. It might be that you can actually take your hand across the opposite leg. I'm turning to the right because I did before. Went to the right first time. And looking behind you. It's a little bit more of a twist, right? Especially if your inner thighs are tight, it's harder to get a big movement here. We're coming to sea star, okay? Starfish, but now we call them sea stars, right? Because they're not fish. So to make it easier, this knee could press up and you're gonna lift. Or your legs are extended. There's a lot of noises out there. I'm glad I have these mics on. And you might say, how do I do that? I use both hands to help me lift, and I could come into this, and that's the sea star, right? Breathing in. Maybe you look up at the ceiling. Lower, come down, and then you come out, relaxing, okay? And we have the second side. I just keep turning. So as we are here, you're going to extend your legs, and it's a twist. So again, it might be that your hands are not crossing over, just on your mat. Or maybe you do this crossover, opposite hand, opposite knee, lengthen and look back and breathe. Exhale. How to come into the sea star, right? Easier, the knee is bent. It really is easy because the knee helps you, and then you can come up. It looks like a modified side plank, or your legs are extended and whoosh, you come up, you extend, the feet are active, either side bending or looking up at the ceiling, which creates more of an arch. Notice wrist, under shoulder, come out, you did it. It's very dynamic. Bring your legs together, breath in, exhale. We're coming up to standing. So when we come up to standing, we have one more twist. And it could be, we're going to have right foot forward, left foot back. And it could be that you do prayer balance with me. Maybe you're like, I'm going to just, I think that this is where I go. Back knee down, easier. Back knee up, more intense. Arm up, more intense. We have ways to ratchet it up. Elbow across, more intense. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Coming out. Step forward. Take a moment here. Breathing in. Exhale. Come up. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace fingers. Roll the shoulders back. This would be like what happens in bridge, like what happens in fish, like what happens in Ustrasana, camel, the arch in your back. And we have a second side. And they'll turn. So now your right foot steps back. Do the variation you did on side one. Coming across. Most important is that you listen to your body and you breathe and you try to cultivate a quiet mind. Coming out, step forward, pause, breathe in, exhale, soften the knees. Now again, come up, clasp your hands, roll the shoulders back, look up, and breathe. and release. So powerful poses. You feel the warmth that we generate. So we'll be taking it down soon enough. What I'd like to do is come to a very wide forward fold. So you could be, facing me on the mat. We're going to go really wide. Make sure your feet are really, they're not going to slip at all on your mat. Push back, go as wide as you like. I'm going to go a little wider. So I like to show this, like I don't want to be coming forward. I want my sitting bones back, and I'd like to walk my hands forward, stretch out. So you're just unwinding your spine. There's no weight on your hands. Breath in. Exhale. One more, breathing in. Exhale. See if you can really elongate your back. Walk your hands in, hands to low back. Walk the feet together. Feet are all the way together. Heels up and heels down. Add your arms. Heels up, arms up, and down. And again, up and down. And the last of the standing is extended side angle. So you want to go fairly wide. We did Kartikeya Asana. And here we just go into this deeper side bend. You might be here, you might be here. Reach, reach, reach. Full extension. Breath in. Stretch. Some of you might want to add a binding. So maybe you find, the binding's like this, my hand on my back, or I shift my body weight forward, I reach my hands together. Once my hands connect, I move back, rolling the shoulder back, and breathe. 90-degree bend at the knee. Release, come up. I wonder if you heard that pop. My back up. I don't think so. I didn't hear your back pop. So second side, bend. Come over, elbow to knee is easier. Hand down, more intense, right? You went deeper. Breathe in. Exhale, really opening the side ribs. Maybe you'll connect. Maybe the hand just stays on the back, or reaching, hands connect. My head moves forward, and then once I have the connection, then I can move back and get the 90-degree bend in the knee. Release, come out. Walking, springing your feet together, and stand in mountain. Breath in. Exhale. So we're going to lie on our backs. You have different choices. One could be you have a bolster. You're super lucky you have a bolster. You're going to lie over the bolster. It might be that you have a block. I'll show all of the above. And if you don't have these props, you could always come to bridge or fish pose. Okay. So I'll be just, if you're like, I don't know what to do, you can always watch. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking if you have the bolster, it's very nice long ways, just the way we worked. So you can support your neck. Arms are out at a T, and that my bolster's, it's pretty big. So, it's quite the stretch to my low back. If that's too much, I could prop up. And then the other way would be a block. And the block is under your heart center. And you're all in it already, as I'm kind of showing different options. The majority of you have already come into your wonderful back arch. And you might find you need to support your head. I don't really want your head to hang. If it's hanging, that's not so good. Your head should touch down if you have a block under your shoulder blades. And all of you know bridge because we did it earlier. Fish is also very interesting. You tuck your arms underneath you, your palms are down, your weight of your pelvis falls on the wrists. Extend your feet, fish fin feet, push elbows into the mat, arch your back, and bring the top of your head down. Wherever you're at, let's just say 2 more rounds of breath. Go ahead and free yourself from your prop or come out of your pose. Once you come out of your pose, pull knees into chest, stretching your lower back. Rock slightly from side to side. And then start to extend your legs for the last part of our session, actually the most important part of the session, Shavasana. And so your feet are kind of wide, they flop outward, like, so, you know, you're really so relaxed. Your feet are super relaxed. You might want to support your head, look up and see your alignment, center of your mat, and lower your head. Some of you have a bolster under your knees. It's always very nice. Michael, one of my friends who lives, actually 2 people I know who are in New York City right now, they live there. And they've been tuning into classes, not this particular one. And they, they're like, we don't have props. Ours, you don't understand. We don't have space for props. So it's really funny because they both have really kind of modest sized apartments in the heart of the city. So as you are, take a moment and allow your back to completely release. Take time to feel gravity's pull. It's like gravity, as if, and I don't mean this sound kind of scary, it's kind of a beautiful thought, that gravity has arms and hugs you, hugs you, hugs you. And you just release and you feel this pull as you go closer to the earth, as you let go. Allow yourself to be present, to feel this practice, this moment, your breath, and this beautiful yoga community. Taking a moment to simply be. I found that there's a sense of acceptance happening in yoga, like acceptance of the moment. It works well for this time, kind of I'm a planner. I like to know what's happening tomorrow. I like to know what's happening next week. And this period of time has really made me be in the present moment. I'm not planning. I am present. I am my breath. So I want you to start to deepen the breathing. Start to deepen the breathing, moving your hands, moving your feet. And, you know, you're home. I mean, if you wanted to just lie on your backs, you could stay there. Or maybe you're like, oh, I want to see everybody, so we'll be in gallery view soon. So anyways, we're coming up. I'm going to put you on gallery view. I'm going to unmute you. Please turn on your videos and we'll Om together. I want to see your beautiful faces. Remember, I think there's about 3 pages where there are 38 of you plus me. 38, 39. Woo! And it's so exciting. Makes me really happy. Okay, unmute. Woo, we got it. Let's see, unmute all. Okay. Elise, so nice to see you here. Okay, so as usual, there are some people who choose not to be unmuted. That's your choice.
Yep, I'll check in the next 2.5 hours.
And we can hear
Okay,
you now.
bye.
We can hear your phone conversation.
Oh,
So funny. Okay, this is great. Oh my gosh, let me just look at all your beautiful faces. Okay, I'm gonna start on page 1. Oh
Can
my
you see
gosh,
me?
this is so cool. Who said that?
Diana. Diana.
No, not right now.
Maybe a next page.
Oh,
Okay, maybe
it could
next
be.
page.
Let's see. How about now?
Yes.
Yes, now I see you. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, let's see.
You can't get everybody in the
This is
same page.
wonderful.
No,
Hi,
it's such.
Elise. This is great. Can you see me? I don't see me, but I see all of you.
I can see you,
Oh, there
I
are.
do see
Okay,
you.
yeah.
but I can't see everybody. They don't have
Henry, we can't see you.
their videos on. Ah, there we go.
Do there.
Huh.
I don't quite know what to do. I mean, I'm here.
Darn it. That's okay. We can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. So anyways, there's like, let's see. Okay. All right. Somebody had to jump in on a work call. All right. Well, we're going to, oh, there you are, Henry. Yay. You did it. You got it. Okay. Let's go ahead and end with our Om, which sounds so odd on the Zoom, but hey, let's do it. So inhale as you're ready for 1 Om. That was great. Hi, Wally. Check out his hat. Is that hat on?
Wally's got his picture on.
I think get move
Yes,
on
he does.
everybody.
Wallace.
Wow. Does.
Guarantees social distancing.
With a hat.
Yeah, it does, huh? Good to see you. Oh, wow. This is great. I'm going to go to the next page and see all your wonderful faces.
Oh, I love your hat,
Diane,
Wally.
hi. Sherry, Robert, Richard, you guys. I miss you so much. My goodness. Yeah, I'm like, hi. Oh, I don't know. These are strange times. What? Yeah. Well, this is wonderful. Thank you
Hi,
for
Karen.
coming out in droves for yoga.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fran.
When are they talking about joining the club? Are they?
No. 4th of May still, but we obviously don't know for sure, but they're changing the club around so that there's going to be proper rules in place.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we able to play squash, Annalise?
It's debatable. Yeah, we still might have to put a few rules in place for that.
One person per court.
I think that's the talk at the moment. Yeah.
And what about yoga? Will classes be limited? Will we have to sign up so that we have?
Limited, yeah, definitely will be limited with space-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What I heard is that when the club opens, I heard that, yes, there would be, classes would be limited as to who can actually be, because they would be really limited, right, for space.
Yeah.
And then that there would be that they would probably record the class. So people who can't be there can also do the Zoom class.
That's
Oh,
a good
there
idea.
I don't know.
It'll be mixed media.
Yeah.
Fran, they should give you,
Sure,
they
but
should give you the, Fran, they should give you the main gym to do yoga in, because really, then we would have room for all of us and we all want to be there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That is a great idea, because anyways, they can't play, everybody's touching the same basketball, so they
Yeah,
probably
there's
can't
no
have basketball.
That's a
Yeah,
great
people have to touch.
Good work.
That's a great idea.
We'd have to
I guess you'd have to bring your own mat too.
wear a mic.
Okay. Have to go.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Bye-bye,
so
everyone.
I'll see you next week. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Fran.
you.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Fran.
Very well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. See
Bye.
you next
Love
week.
you all.
Same place.